at 10 o'clock. So there are lots of places you can actually visit. Some of you might be going to central London. But doing that, if you want any advice, I can also help you with that. Just to say, we are in Greenwich. It's one of the parts of the 32 boroughs that make up London, Greater London. The 32 boroughs, one of them is the Royal Borough of Greenwich. Royal because
it's like being back in Myrtle Beach.
I was going to say, we're walking the streets of Greenwich and look what Catherine spotted. Takes her back to her youth, the Spanish galleon. Yeah, Myrtle Beach.
Who knew?
This is really nice. We're on a walking tour today and it's a beautiful day in London.
As we walk past now, this entrance here is, you can see the Cathy South for the Maritime Greenwich. This is where the Docklands Light Rail leaves from down this passage.
One of the first Anglican churches here in London.
0 degrees is not far from here. We're going to go. We'll cross 0 degrees in a short while. The Royal Observatory right on the top of the hill. Now, as I said, this place has been royal since the 1400s, when one of our kings, Henry V, who was one of his main claims to fame, we used to go to France all the time and beat up the French. And at one point he won a victory, which meant it was agreed that when the French king died, he would become king of France. So he promptly appointed an astronomer royal, who then was appointed to work out this problem and solve this problem of longitude using astronomy. Initially it was based at the Tower of London. And if you go to the Tower of London, they tell a story, which how true it is, Lord alone knows, but the story is this, is that in 1676, John Flamsteed, the first astronomer royal, said to the king, "These ravens are messing around with my telescopes at the tower, and either they must go or I'm going." And the king sent John Christopher Wren. So that building up there, Flamsteed House, was built by Sir Christopher Wren. It's interesting, if you look at the top, you'll notice there's a big red ball. Now at 1 o'clock, just before 1, it actually gets taken right at the top, and at exactly 1 o'clock, they drop that ball. And the reason for that is, in the old days, is the ships down in the river would then set their chronometers to 1 o'clock then, so that they were accurate when they went to sea. So that's the reason. The house is a big tree there, and next to that big tree is 0 degrees. So 0 degrees could potentially run through your bench over there. So you might be in the Western Hemisphere and you in the Eastern Hemisphere, more or less.
East and West.
I'm going to head into the
right
shade
here,
now because it is getting quite hot, and I'll tell you a little bit about these buildings when we're in the shade.
The Thames is straight ahead, and this is the Queen's Palace.
An interesting thing is, those of you that know the painter Canaletto, a famous Venetian Queen's House